Alrighty. Very late. But oh boy. Okay, cyclically rotating a grid. More rotations cyclically. You're given an m by n integer grid where m and n are both even integers. Sure. Integer k. The matrix is composed of several layers, which is shown in the below image, where each color is its own layer. A cyclic rotation of the matrix is done by cyclically rotating each layer in the matrix. To cyclically rotate a layer once, each element in the layer will take the place of the adjacent element in the counterclockwise direction. An example rotation is shown. Okay. Return the matrix after applying k cyclic rotations to it. Okay. So I guess it doesn't really explicitly state it, but I assume kind of the cycles are like the perimeter and then the perimeter within that and then the perimeter within that. So that's why it has to be even. Or that's one of the reasons why it has to be even. I think I understand this. So let me think here. So I think what I probably want to do is maybe have some sort of mapping or storing of each layer. So like maybe a list of the elements of this layer, a list of the elements of this layer, or I'm not sure if layer is the correct word to describe this, but a list of the elements in either clockwise or counterclockwise fashion of like the outer cycle and each inner cycle within that. And then in addition to that, I need to do some sort of I need to do some sort of cycling. So if it was something like this, and let's say the outer, let's say k is 5, so this means that they would need to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Trying to figure out what the number of variables I need to use in order to do this translation within the cycle. So obviously you don't want to just push everything down 1. That would be absurd. What is k? K is going to be how much? Oh my lord, k is 10 to the 9th. Okay. So k is not trivial. K, well, yeah, I guess it makes sense because you can do modular arithmetic with the length of the cycle in order to reduce k to be the remainder of that division. K mod length of the cycle, the remainder is the equivalent k. So if there's like, if there's 10 elements here, then cycling it 10 times versus cycling it 30 times versus cycling it 40 times is the same, or cycling it 1 time versus 11 times versus 21 times is the same. How many variables do I need to do that translation? So let's say k is 5, or something that mods the length is equal to 5. I would push this thing here. I guess I can, do I have to do it in place? Can I just do it in a different grid? return the matrix after applying k cycles to it. It does seem to say here that I can return a different matrix rather than return the same matrix. So I guess I don't have to actually worry about using kind of the same storage. In which case it actually is pretty simple, or at least that complication is not there, translating it within the same matrix. Okay, so I'm going to say the position 0 of any cycle is kind of the position in the upper right corner, upper left corner. So, and there will be either, I'd use either the minimum of half the number of rows or half the number of columns as the number of cycles there are, right? Because there's 2 here because half of the number of columns is going to be 2. You can imagine something where if there were more columns, then maybe 3 would be the upper limit on the number of things because the cycle, because that's half the number of rows. Okay. So rows and columns is equal to length of grid at 0. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and make the answer array. Let's say 0 times the number of columns. And then that's going to be each of these is going to be a row. So for blank in range of rows. Okay, so that should be the correct size. I'll just double check here. Oh man, I'm not sure why I'm doing it this late. Jeez, I'm so sleepy. Unfortunately, this has the same sizing. Alright, I'm going to take a wild guess and hope this is correct. This doesn't seem correct. There's extra bracketing here. This is not supposed to have this bracketing. I feel like that bracketing is necessary. But maybe I'm just wrong. Yeah, it seems unnecessary. I wonder why. Anyways. Okay. So next step is going to be translating it. Let me go ahead and say that, let's say the num cycles, n cycles, is the minimum of the number of rows and number of columns divided by 2. Yeah. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take each cycle and get it into its list form, the list of all elements in the cycle. I wonder if I can traverse that correctly. How would I traverse this? Have to be very algebraic, I think. I can probably do it. Okay, so for every, I'll say cycle C in range of the number of cycles, I'll say the starting position, I guess I'll break it down to, okay, maybe this is not the correct thing. Cycle, row and column is equal to cycle. So it starts at like 0, 0, or 1, 1, or If this was bigger, then it'd be like 2, 2, something in that line. So I'm starting here, and then I just need to do 4 legs of the thing. I guess I should probably have, let's say the current list of elements is this. And then what? I guess I should do like 1, 2, 3 is 1, 4, 5, or 4, 8, 12, 16, 16, 15, 14, 13, 9, 5. So that means I stick to the current row and increment the column. So this can be, so this can be top side. So for C, I think, okay, I think maybe I should need to call this start R and start C. Okay, so for C, which is the actual column index in range of start C, no, in range of the number of columns minus 1. No, it's not even that. It's in range of column needs to start with the start C. Oh my god, I can't type. So it'd be starting at 0. There's 4 columns. But I just want to end at 3 because I don't want to include this last column. So 4 minus 1, 0, 1, 2. I think it might be 4 minus 2 minus 0. Algebraically, that would be columns minus start C minus 2. So that should be from 0 to 2. Is that right? 0, 1, 2. 4 minus 0 minus 2. 0, 1, 2. Okay, maybe this should be minus 1. So I do want to get these 3. 0, 1, 2. So it needs to be from 0, 3. And then if it was this one, if the start column is 1, number of columns is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3, minus 1 is 2. So it'd be going from 1 to 2. That doesn't seem right. 4 minus 1 is 3, minus 1 is 2. From 1 to 2, that's only going to give me this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm going to do current dot append start row is the current row and C is the current column. Okay, and then I'm going to do right side for, I think this is going to increment the number of rows. So this is for R in range. I guess this should be start row. I think it should be the same logic. I think it should be rows minus start R minus 1 current dot append. So this should be R, and then the column should be fixed. I think it should be cols minus calls minus start C minus calls minus start C minus 1. So 4 minus 0 is 4 minus, I think it's minus 1. Now I'm going to do bottom side of the thing for R in for column in range. Am I doing this the right way? It's cycling this way, right? Doesn't really matter as long as I keep it consistent. Okay. So bottom row. So the column is going to change. It's going to need to start here, this column. So I think this should be, this has to be wrong here. Why is there rows referenced twice? The right side has a fixed column. What am I doing? Top side, no, what am I doing? Yeah, this is fixed, right? Oh, what am I doing? No. Oh, I'm totally reading this wrong. This is the range. This is the fixed column. Okay. This is the fixed row. Okay. Wow, that was really bad. The range is going to go from this value, which is going to be the maximum column, calls minus start minus 1. That'll be this column or this column. And then it's going to decrement down to this spot, where this spot is, I think, start column minus 1, decrementing. Current appends, so the row here is fixed, and the column is just C. So the row here should be fixed to the last row. So that should be rows minus start row minus 1. And then lastly, left side, for every row in range. Wow, I can't type R's. For every row in range, so it needs to go from bottommost row to the top. Actually, it needs to go from this row. Now it's going, oh boy, did I screw up. It needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. Oh boy, did I screw up. Right side needs to go 4, 8, 12. The row needs to go from start row 0. Rows is 4. Okay, maybe I did that right. Yeah. And then bottom side needs to stop at, actually it needs to stop at start C. Yeah, because it needs to stop at 0 because this is the last element. And then this thing needs to stop here. This thing needs to stop here. So I think I should probably be able to copy this last one. So the row needs to start at the bottommost row, which is rows minus start R. Oh, I forgot to have start whatever here. I think this should be start C. Rows minus start R minus 1, which is minus, I think it should be minus 1. And then that's fixed. And then it should go up to here, which I think is start row. Decrementing. And then current appends. So it's the row that changes. And the column stays the same, the column being start C. Oh boy, that was rough. Okay, I think I can probably do this now. So C list is going to be a list of lists, 2D array, and then I'm going to go ahead and do C list appends the current list, print C list. Man, either my R button has stopped working or I just am not typing it right now. Current appends. Oh, these are all positions, right? Fuck me. I need to do the actual positioning. So grid at this row and this column. Grid at this row, this column. Grid at that row, that column. Grid at this row, this column. Man. Oh. Start is not defined, line 17. I'm going to assume this should be start C. Please tell me you work. So 40, 10, 20, 30, yep. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 15, 14, 13, 9, 5, good. 6, 7, 11, 10, that's good. Let's go ahead and try one more test case. Maybe it has, so this is currently a 3, okay, I think I'm gonna add a couple more lines here, make it a like 6 by 4, 6 rows by 4 columns. Let's say I have 20, 22, 24, 26. And then I have in last row 30, 32, 34, 36. All right, hopefully this works for it. All right, so if I imagine that this thing has like 20, 22, 23, or 20, 22, 24, 26, 30, 32, 34, 36. The outer one should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16, 12, 20, 22, 24, 26, 36. 26, 36, backwards 30. and then upwards 30, 20, 13, 9, 5. Okay, this looks correct. 6, 7, 11, 15, 24, 22, 14, 10, 6. Okay, this looks correct. Okay. Oh my god. And then I need to do the cycle. And then I need to do the cycle. How would I do the cycle here? I can do a cycle just by negative indexing. Negative indexing into the current array. Current array being the cycle array or the C list array. And then mapping it to the exact same thing. Yeah. I guess I don't actually need to fill this thing out, right? I can just remap it. Oh god, that sucks. Did all this work. But yeah, I can just fill in the new array, the new 2D array, answer array, if I know where it is. No. I mean, it's a lot easier if I do this right now. Okay. It might be a little slower, but it's a lot easier. So I think I need to do for every cycle in range n cycles. I think should I do start bar? I'll do offset, or I'll say k is the offset, is going to be I'll do C length. The cycle length is going to be C list, or the length of C list at this cycle. Probably need to store this. I'll say the current is the C list at this cycle. So length of the current. C length is length of the current. Guess I don't need this. I'll say k is the offset, and that's going to equal the length of the current list, mod k, or mod k is actually that. I'll use, what's another, not k, I hate using t, could maybe use s for shift. I'll use d for delta. So the length of the current mod the k value. I guess if it changes 0, then it doesn't change at all. But I think I need to still populate the answer array regardless. So this is either a positive number. Positive number means it shifts to the right. Maybe I need to make this a negative number. So maybe it should be length of current mod k minus k. That work? length of the current mod k minus the length of the current. So if I said I'm shifting 1 over, let's go out of bounds, so let's shift the same thing as like negative 12 back or negative 15 back. I'm way too sleepy for this right now. Current cycle list, current C list of the cycle. D is the delta length of the current mod K. I want to say it should be length of the current mod K is always going to be positive or 0. And it's going to be positive or 0. I guess the 0 is the thing that, okay. Let's say if D is not 0, then D minus equals the length of the current. So D is the shift, but it's shifting negative, which is as it should, I think. K is 1. This is the wrong way. This should be mod length of the current. Yeah, sorry, this should be length of current. What am I doing? Yeah, so if the remainder is 0, then you don't need to change it. Otherwise, you need to shift it backwards. Okay. So then you have your modulo, and then you do, I think you just go through this whole thing again, but do assignments rather than do assignments into the answer array. Okay, so for the top side, for every C on this top side, pull it from grid. No, I'm pulling it from the C list. I'm pulling from the current. So current appends this thing. So I think this should be the assignment here. This is the location for the assignment is equal to current list at negative K, at negative D, current list at D. I think it should be D, and then D plus equals 1. That's right. And then its right side current appends should be now grid at this position is equal to current at D, and then D plus equals 1. Is this right? Why does this feel incorrect? I think it's right though. Alright, current here is equal to current D, and then D plus equals 1. Alright, let's see if this works at all. I don't think I actually returned the right thing. Return. Oh, this should all be answer, isn't it? Yeah. Should be answer. Oh my god. Oh boy. So this one worked. This one very much failed. Oh my gosh, all the zeros. Why? Why did it fail? That's such a bad failure too. Holy shit. So it looks like it doesn't do the outer one correctly here. Not at all. Like there's no shifting. Like the inner ones might be fine. Yeah. How is that possible? What is going on? Okay. What is unique about this test case? Case 2. So yeah, this looks exactly how I expected. Somehow skipped the outer one. Alright, let's go ahead and just print out the C list here. So it has the correct C list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 26. And then going backwards, no, sorry, going forwards, 36, 34, 32, 30. Yeah, so that looks all fine, and that looks all fine. So what is going on here? So test cases, case 2, so you're shifting twice. Okay. So it looks like, so I'm printing out the C list. The C list seems totally accurate. Okay. Must be doing something wrong here. So if D doesn't equal, if D mod, if D doesn't equal 0, if D equals 0, then that's fine. Huh. What is going on here? Like, why is it skipping over the outside, the outermost? Am I using the wrong syntax? Start row, and then this column is going from 0 to something on the first pass. On the first pass, the row should be fixed and the column should be changing, which I think it is. And then D here is going to be 2. And I'm trying to say here K mod length of current. K mod length of current. I think that's right. If D is 0, D not equal to length of current. think that's right. Oh, okay. All right. I am so tired. I'm gonna try to do another